There comes a moment when life stops asking for your permission and starts testing your strength. And in that moment, something inside you whispers, you can break or you can become unbreakable. There is a kind of strength that doesn't raise its voice. A kind that doesn't throw itself in muscles or confidence or charm. It shows itself in silence, in the way a person breathes through pain, in how they choose their response when a world pushes them to the edge. That strength is emotional strength. And the Stoics believed it is something anyone can build with habits, discipline, and a deeper understanding of the mind. Today, consider this your quiet lesson in becoming emotionally untouchable. Not cold, not detached, just grounded, like a tree that knows storms will come, but trusts the depth of its own roots. These are 6 Stoic habits that build emotional strength, the kind you feel in your bones. Chapter 1 Number 1. The habit of slowing down before you react. Most people react instantly, like a spark hitting dry paper. Anger, fear, guilt, defensiveness, all of it rises fast. But the Stoic trains himself to pause, to breathe, to see the emotion without becoming it. Epictetus said, "You become what you give your attention to." And in that single second of slowing down, you separate the event from the reaction. You choose the response instead of letting your wounds choose it for you. Imagine how many fights, regrets, and broken moments would disappear if you just mastered a 3 second on pause. That pause is emotional strength in its purest form. Chapter 2 Number 2. The habit of letting go of what isn't yours to carry. Life places heavy weights on your shoulders, expectations, judgments, failures, people who don't love you the way you hope they will. But the truth is simple. Half of what you carry was never yours. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If it does not harm your character, it does not harm you." Yet we let opinions wound us. We'll let disappointments define us. We let the uncontrollable dictate our inner world. Emotional strength begins when you finally release everything that isn't your responsibility. How they see you, how they speak about you, how they choose to live, that belongs to them. What belongs to you is your character, your effort, your peace. Let go of the rest. Chapter 3 Number 3. The habit of facing the truth even when it hurts. People run from honesty because honesty forces change. It exposes who we really are, not who we pretend to be. Seneca said, "Most powerful is he who has himself in his own power." You cannot have yourself in your own power if you refuse to see your flaws, your triggers, your patterns, your part in your own suffering. Emotional strength grows the moment you stop blaming the world and start understanding yourself. You were not meant to be perfect, but you were meant to rise again and again by becoming brutally honest with your own reflection. Chapter 4 Number 4. The habit of doing the hard thing now, not later. The Stoics knew that procrastination is not laziness, it's fear. Fear of difficulty, fear of discomfort, fear of failure. But emotional strength is built every time you walk straight into what you're avoiding. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Every hard task you complete, every fear you face, every uncomfortable truth you accept. It shapes you into someone who doesn't rely on motivation but on discipline." And discipline is the quiet architect of emotional resilience. Chapter 5 Number 5. The habit of sitting with your emotions without running from them. Pain is a teacher, but most people run from class before the lesson even begins. We distract ourselves with noise, with people, with anything that keeps us from feeling. But the Stoic sits with the emotion, like sitting with an old friend who has something important to say. Because when you truly sit with your sadness, your anger, your loneliness, they lose their power over you. They become visitors, not rulers. Strength is not the absence of emotion. Strength is the confidence that you can feel deeply and survive. Chapter 6 Number 6. The habit of choosing purpose over impulse. Every day you decide who you become, not through grand decisions, but through small, quiet choices. Do you act from emotion or intention? Do you follow impulse or principle? Do you chase comfort or meaning? Emotional strength is choosing long-term peace over short-term relief. It's choosing the path that builds you, not the one that destroys you slowly. And this choice doesn't happen once. It happens 100 times a day. In your words, your reactions, your habits, your discipline. The Stoics believed that a person becomes strong when their actions reflect who they want to be, not how they feel in the moment. Closing, there is no magic moment when you suddenly become emotionally strong. No ceremony, no applause. It happens quietly over days, months, years, in the way you breathe instead of explode. In the way you walk away instead of clinging. In the way you let go instead of break. In the way you choose growth instead of excuses. Emotional strength is not loud. It's not dramatic. It's not something you show off. It's something you live, something you become. And if you're re-listening to this, if something inside you feels tired or wounded or ready for change, maybe this is your moment. Not to escape your life, but Taurus within it. Build these habits slowly, quietly, patiently, and one day you'll look back and realize you didn't just survive your storms. You learned how to walk through them without losing yourself. That if this spoke to you, if even one line made something inside you breathe a little deeper, then imagine what the next lessons could do. Take a moment before you go. Let the message settle. Let it guide one small choice you make tomorrow. A calmer response, a clearer boundary, a step toward the person you want to become. And when you're ready, subscribe and keep walking this path with us. Emotional strength doesn't appear suddenly. It grows quietly day by day in those who choose reflection over reaction and growth over carrying the same old wounds. So come back whenever life feels heavy. This space will always be here. A place to breathe, to reset, and to remember who you're becoming.